Look around, feeling stuck, like there's some invisible wall right in front of your progress, your ideas, your entire vision. It's maddening, right? You push, try harder, hustle more, and yet the results stay the same or worse. They crumble in your hands. You're not alone, and it's not because you lack skill, money, or guts. The real problem is inside your own head, wrapped around your thinking like a cage you didn't even ask to enter. Human limitations? What if those aren't really hard facts? What if they're nothing more than mental rules handed down, repeated so much you started to believe their truth? The truth is, they're ideas just like any other, and ideas can be torn apart. Forget every excuse you've ever told yourself. Forget the stories about what we can or cannot do, about needing permission, or the system holding you down. That system, it's weak, and it's designed to keep you quiet, safe, small. But the moment you treat your limits as optional, as hypotheses to test and break, everything changes. Stop accepting limitations as facts. Instead, decide right now you're going to reject them, and not in a vague, I'm going to try harder, lame way. No, get brutal with your own mind. Pinpoint the exact beliefs that say this is impossible, then hunt them down one by one. You need to kill those mental blockers every single day. Here's how. First, start tracking your thoughts like you're tracking a competitor in a cutthroat market. You need to catch when your brain sells you out with I can't, it's too much, I'm not that guy. When that voice hits you, slam it with data, with reality checks, with tiny experiments that prove it wrong. Not tomorrow now. Second, rewire yourself by surrounding your brain with examples and people who don't buy your limitations either. Founders who've stared into impossible and walked through anyway. Talk to them. Learn how they crushed mental walls you still think are steel beams. Third, stop waiting for motivation or inspiration. They're fragile and unreliable. Your new fuel is relentless discipline. Every day, break one can't inside you with small concrete actions. Climb that hill, but don't celebrate the top. Just gear up for the next climb, bigger and steeper. This isn't about moves that look impressive on the outside. It's about fights in your head that never stop. Now here's where most people trip. They think freedom is about tearing down rules or flipping off authority. That's childish. Real freedom comes when you own your mental space so hard that no external system can make you doubt your value, your direction, your choices. It's about building your internal meritocracy, a place where your abilities, your results, your decisions alone decide what's possible for you. And you don't owe any institution a damn thing. Connect deeply with that. Your future isn't tied to borders, companies, or traditions. It's tied to your ability to outthink, outwork, and outlast everyone clinging to the old limits. The few who truly understand this don't settle for being just another cog or follower. You don't have to either. Here's the hard truth. The world often rewards mediocrity and punishes radical self-direction. If you want to break free, you need a new approach. Build your own network of people who see this the same way. Not crowds, not masses. Focus spotlights of talent and drive, linked together not by convenience, but by a shared refusal to accept imposed limits. You find those people, you build synergy, where the sum isn't just bigger than the parts, it's explosive. Finally, remember this. Human limitations aren't fixed lines, they're opening gates. Every limitation you hit is a signal saying you're onto something real. Fear it and you're trapped. Face it and you grow smarter, fiercer, and closer to the version of yourself most people won't dare to meet. No BS, start now. Identify your biggest mental block. Challenge it. Find one person who's unchanged by typical limits. Connect. Plan a tiny but brutal step that proves those limits wrong. Repeat tomorrow and the day after. The only way forward is constant battle. When every limit is just another question and you hold the answers, that's where true freedom lives. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and open the featured link to discover more.